Be relentless with something that you want to do and do it so much that it comes to a point where there is no option for people but to see you. So hi, I'm Priyanka. I am an Ahmedabad-based architect. So academically, I am an architect, but professionally, I am an artist. I would not say an artist per se. I prefer calling myself a storyteller. I have a studio here in Ahmedabad which is called House of Berserk. We work with large-scale drawings and murals and installations, which is extremely narrative-based, bridging the gap between gallery art and street art, making art more for people, making the art more inclusive of the people that it is for. So that is what the studio is about. So in terms of how this career path came into being, no matter what you pursue, you study 5 years of architecture or you study 6 years of becoming a doctor or an engineer or whatever the graduation be, science or commerce, art is something that is inherently in a person, like that film, that ABCD, anybody can dance. Similarly, be it visual arts or performing arts or poetry, there is something very innate and humane about these things that we're born with. Say for example, something happened, instead of penning it down, some people pen it down, it becomes a story or it becomes poetry. For me, I used to draw. I was always good with visual language. I could always imagine just by words. Give me 5 keywords and I'll be able to build a narrative around it, or I can imagine it and I'll be able to draw it. So the favorite piece of work that I've created is called Barren Brides, which technically happened this year after COVID. Normally as artists or as professionals, and when you've been in the field for a while, people think that you know everything. But for me, this was the first installation that I did in metal. There are 2 women, 2 pregnant women. They're called actually the Barren Brides, so the relatability will come from the name as well. So there are 2 pregnant women. One is black, white, red and gold, where the chakras of the body have been highlighted. It's a very simple installation. It's just that she's cupping the belly, like normally how you do those photo shoots, with pregnant women. So that is one posture. The second one is an extravagantly colorful one, where the color palette is such that it depicts the Panch Dhatu. Now the interesting bit about that is that instead of putting a baby in the belly, like because there is a womb, she's pregnant, I have created a blossoming element in there, which simply signifies that you, instead of birthing children, why not birth passion? Why not blossom passion instead of how we traditionally go about it? And they're called the Barren Brides. So it's also a social commentary on how same-sex relationships are taken, or how women are technically taken as a child-producing machine and things like that. So no matter whether you're from a city or whether you're from wherever you are, there are certain connotations that are attached to women in general. Those brides became a commentary on that. And they were publicly displayed in a very beautiful event called Raw Collaborative that happens here in Ahmedabad annually at Mills Owners Building. So for people who want to take up art as a profession, I would say honestly, because I'm not an artist per se, you keep saying that I'm an artist but I'm not, which is, I think, my biggest strength. I did not have an academic background. I did not have that kind of a circle that normally people, they have friends. You know who to approach, you know where to go to. I didn't have any of that. And I also come from a very humble background, which technically doesn't understand art per se. Like if you even throw like 5 colors and go to them saying, kya hai, kaisa laga, they're going to say, kya kar rahe ho? Like, why waste time? Why not get a white collar job and things like that? But I think that became my strength. Like adversity became my strength. To not know where to start from gave me the courage that, kya farak padega? How do you know if this is right or wrong? It's just that, do you want to do it? And how badly do you want to do it? Is what will make or break your career. You want to do something, make samples. Start doing them. If you want to paint a wall, nobody is giving you a wall, paint your own wall. Paint a wall in your house. If your parents aren't allowing, if you are living with them, if your parents aren't allowing, if you're not getting a wall, paint it on a piece of wood, paint on a piece of paper, paint furniture, paint fabric. I mean, there are no mediums that aren't available for you to work on. So just don't stop and don't let mediocre things like kaise shuru karu hinder. Stationery jao, colors uthao, brush uthao, at least start. Till you do not make that first brush stroke, you do not know whether you are going in the right direction or not. Till you do not finish a piece of work, you wouldn't know whether that piece makes sense or not. I never let society or pressure or a funny career path or being a woman or not having enough finances or not having enough means or not having enough time stop me. Time nahi 18 घंटे काम करो, मत सो, कम सो. There's enough time to sleep later. So I think I would tell anybody who wants to pursue it, just do it. Or at least start. The skills and competencies that are required to become an artist primarily would need decent drawing skills, decent making skills. Because artist again is not limited to just painting. Because you do something and then you realize that okay, this can be expanded into another piece completely. So any skills that are remotely related to hand or in making, be it sketching or drawing or live portraits or still objects, I think someone should start from there. You know, say for example, you just take a leaf. Start from first drawing the basic shape of the leaf. Then go into the details of the leaf. Then go into the rendering of the leaf. Then rendering, do it with different mediums. Like understanding of different mediums is as important as knowing how to draw the form. You know, so how to draw the form and how to beautify that form with as many materials that are available. Start with charcoal, start with crayons, then move to pencil colors, then do poster colors, then do watercolors, then do the same drawing in acrylics, then do the same drawing in oil colors. Then make a collage out of it. Collage using say fabric or paper or found objects. Then move on to using clay. Okay, then you can mold it in fiber or use waste metal or you know, so keep doing that same thing again and again and again in multiple mediums for to understand what that object truly becomes or what it actually is, and also your skill set. It will expand. You will start, if you look at that same leaf for 3 days, you will discover things that you might not have seen the first time. It also happens to us when you're looking at a film. Aaj kuch dekha, miss kar diya. When you look at it again and you realize that, oh, this meant that. So, doing those things again and again and again and again in different mediums, different styles, using different techniques, all of that helps. So, the digital tools that are available to artists are gazillion. You know, you can start from Corel Draw to Adobe Draw to Adobe Paint, Photoshop, of course, and many more. But I would say for a beginner, I'm very old school that way. So start from paper and pen, master that first, and then after having done that sketch like a 50 times in 50 different mediums, take it to a digital medium and see what you can do with it. As an artist, as a person who is into visuals and visual medias, having a portfolio is of critical importance. You need to have all of your body, all of the work in one place, the entire body of work. Important thing also is to continuously keep documenting the progress of the work. For me, Instagram is a weapon. Okay. There was a time back in 2012 when I had taken like 50 loose sheets of paper, which for me was a catalog enough for an exhibition, to some person. I kept showing it around and was rejected left, right, center. Also because I do not come from a background. These days what happens is, if you have done a work, you put it out there on Instagram or any other social media platform, you do not have a fear of rejection. Some people say that, Instagram has created or triggered that, if there are 10 likes and not enough, you feel rejected. No. You've done your bit by producing a piece of work. Instagram has become a portfolio for you. So you just put it out there. Okay. What becomes of it, eventually, we'll see. Instagram has also reduced retail to a great extent. Like, I have a studio, I live here, I work from here. I do not need to have a shop as to, this is where my wallpapers are, this is where my canvases are. Everything is there on Instagram. You like something, you pick something, you come and see it, and then you get it. It's as simple as that. So, use it as a tool to your benefit, as a weapon, and not as something that pulls you down that, okay, it's not been received well, they're just 10 likes, they're just 15 likes, maybe the work is not good enough. No. Your job is to produce work. What becomes of it, we'll see. Time will tell. If you want to start in the field, if you know you have the will and the passion to, and do not mind being a trainee, I think the best way, what our education system is also lacking, is practical training. So assist artists. If you want to learn drawing, and if someone is making sculptures, do not hesitate in approaching the artist and asking for an assistantship. Work in their studios. Live their lives, live in their shoes. That is, I think, the best training that you can get. Great places to start would also be galleries, like old school galleries, Lalit Kala. Lalit Kala is something that is extremely close and dear to me also. It is a pan-India organization. It promotes, it assists, it nurtures and helps artists bring together a thought process and exhibits their work. They also have grants for beginners who have not exhibited even once. They have grants for people who have exhibited, say, 3 times or more, and scholarships also. There are a lot of artist residencies in Gujarat and Pan India which have mentorship programs. The only advice that I would want to give to people who want to pursue anything that is remotely non-traditional, especially arts, is that be fearless. And if you want to, it's okay to also strike a balance sometimes. Like, I taught for the longest time in an architecture school and painted at the same time. Okay, so it's okay to play it safe, but do not stop. Like, be relentless with something that you want to do, and do it so much that it comes to a point where there is no option for people but to see you. So sometimes we start something and then just is like, कल करते हैं, परसों करते हैं, नहीं, आज वो तो खत्म करो, दूसरा स्टार्ट कर दो. So be absolutely brave, fearless and relentless, and do not give in when someone says ki you're not enough. Like, they don't know you, they don't know what you're capable of, they do not know where you come from. So as many adversities, I keep saying, are thrown at you, become your adversity. Like, rise from there, become that, live that, and rise up from there. And yeah, it's a very small world and it's yours to conquer.